Hi, we're back with Jesse's Words of Wisdom. I'm on my way to visit some family, and that I had a few conversations over the phone about certain things that I was talking about, and didn't get saved because I had my mute button off. Since I was talking to people, I didn't want the notifications to be bothering me, but iPhone doesn't have it to where you can have it on mute and then hear the sound. So I'm just gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to do it through YouTube. So I touched a lot of subjects, and now I don't really know what to say. I don't really want to make this video long, so I'm gonna make it short. And I guess one of the subjects that I've been wanting to talk about is fear. A lot of people do things out of fear. A lot of negative things have been done over fear. You know, couples cheat on each other because one couple is thinking that the other one is cheating on them, so they do it. Or, you know, a comment that someone told me earlier today is that, this, I don't believe this person is purely healthy, you know, and they lived a different type of life that I live. But what they said was, I cheat on whoever I'm with, before they do it to me, because girls cheat. So that way, if I find out they cheat on me, well, I already did it to them first, and I don't have to feel that bad about it. I think that's really, 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 really wrong, and I think you're living your life through fear if you think that way. We're all dispositioned to going back on, I always say animal instinct. You're always dispositioned to have your animal instincts and, act on your animal behavior. And that person said, well, I can look at a girl and find out if she's promiscuous or not. And I'm not going to use the word HOE or SLUT because I believe that's like shaming language. I don't think shaming language should be good, either whether you're gay, atheist, Christian, or HOE. So I'll use the word promiscuous. Can't really have my light on a lot. I'm driving, out of town. Like I said, I'm visiting family, so I'll cut it off every now and then. So this person told me, I kind of lost my train of thought here, but this person told me, they cheat first because all girls, most girls cheat, and if they get cheated on, well, at least they did it first, and I believe that they're living life off of fear. And then he told me, that person told me, could you look at a girl and find out if she's promiscuous or not? And he said, yeah, I can look at a girl and find out if they're promiscuous or not. And I said, well, what do you think about me? You think I'm promiscuous? And he said, yes. And I said, well, why do you think that? And because I know. And then, okay, then, so you're saying that if I was to get tested, if I was to get put in a situation where, me and another person were, where it was going to go down, and the person was, well, actually the person said, well, you haven't really met, someone hasn't came onto you that's really attractive and, and wanted straight up sex from you. And I said, yes, it has happened to me before. Actually, it has happened to me a lot of times where, people offer, that behavior towards me, and I deny them, and then he made a comment like, well, you're different, and I don't think I'm different. It's just, I think that it takes a certain type of maturity and willpower to, to deny sex from a beautiful, young, whatever, attractive girl if you're a male, you know what I mean? And I don't know why he would say that if he knows people that do that. But I guess the people that, do turn down those type of females, and that they don't really get tested, like a real test. And I guess I'm fit, and I own my own business, and et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to brag about myself, but I'm in a position of life where I would, a lot of people would find me attractive, and or might consider me an alpha or whatever. And I have been tested before, and I have turned them down. I don't want to say it was easy. At the end, usually the other person would get mad or say, there's something wrong with me, why you're not attracted to me, or you're gay, what's wrong with you, you know what I mean? They automatically think something's wrong with me, but I would tell them like, hey, I got a person that I'm with, and I respect that person, and I would hope that that person, would do the same for me, if that person was to be tested, if you live your life a certain way, then the people that are not meant to be in your life or don't follow your ideology or the way you think, I think those people would stay away from you, or they're not going to bother with you, or you attract what you are, you know what I mean? If you're a player and you're very promiscuous, and girls are gonna find that that you're promiscuous and you're a player, and if you have money or resources or something you can give them, that they're gonna be one of their targets. It could be a good thing, like a healthy thing, or a toxic thing, but most of the time it's gonna be toxic. Promiscuity is toxic. It's not something that is good, you know what I mean? Especially if you're in a relationship. Now, if you're single and it's kind of like a need, sex is a need, like water, so that's a question of debate. Like, at that point, then you have to say, well, is it safe? Use protection. And I'm a type of person that if I do have sex with someone, I have very little sex partners. I will catch feelings, and a lot of people will say, find that funny, like, you get feelings, you're emotional, or you're a type of person that cries, you know what I mean? And I think it's important that people come in terms with their emotion, and there's such thing as emotional intelligence, where, you come in terms with your emotions, even though, people lie to themselves about their emotions, by saying, well, I don't feel this type of way, or, it doesn't bother me, I don't care, you know what I mean? And it bothers them, and they know that it bothers them, and it's important for you to call them out, not in a negative way, but in a positive way, by saying, hey, it bothers you, and that's okay. It should bother you. You know what I mean? You're human. That's only natural. But I like to think myself as a realist. A realist is a person that sees the way life really is. I don't like to lie to myself. If I'm a certain height, I want to say I'm a certain height. You know what I mean? Even if it's not something that that is something to be proud about. Like, a lot of females will lie about their weight, or a lot of men will lie about their I guess a lot of males will lie about, I mean, there's things that males will lie about, I just can't think about it on top of my head. I guess young men or young males will lie about, how many girls they've been with. They would want to put that number up, saying that they slept with a lot of women, and that makes them a player. And I think we've been programmed through media or society for men to be promiscuous, and I think it started somewhere in the 90s or in the 80s, where men were brainwashed to be promiscuous, and I think that's wrong. I think we should undo that programming that society has done to us, and then they're doing it to females now, and you can take a look around in 2019. You see men were promiscuous, and then as a consequence, and women would got fed up with the amount of cheating that men were doing, and they started doing them themselves. And then not only that, but corporations will make women promiscuous. I really don't know why they would do that, or why they would want to turn people promiscuous. I don't know, the reason behind it. Maybe I will find out once I talk to the right people. And but it's something that is not good. It devalues love when you do decide to get married. And if you slept with 1,000 persons, then versus if you only slept with one person, then the person that slept with only 1 or 2, 3 people are going to value their husband or wife a lot more than, or they're going to value and cherish that love is going to be more intense than a person that slept with thousands of people. So I think it's a bad thing, number one, because of that. Number two, it destroys the family unit, where a husband and a wife, or husband and a husband, or a wife or a wife, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what sexual orientation you are. it destroys the family unit as far as where if somebody goes behind somebody's back and cheats on that person, then that's a form of misusing or abusing someone's trust. And I always like to link everything back to stealing. And somebody once told me that everything is linked to stealing. Like if you kill someone, that's stealing their life. If you cheat on someone, then you're stealing their trust. So everything could be, everything goes back to the original sin as stealing. Religion people would like to use the word sin, but I'll use it as sin as in, not doing the right thing, for a positive growth. So that's a little bit of promiscuity and what the Western society has kind of brainwashed or injected into our brains. The term annotation comes out where women spend like 80% more than men. I don't know the number, but there's always like an 80-20% rule. Whereas if you dumanize the man or make him into less manly, and the women can run the household, and the women would spend more money to the corporations. And I think the major corporations, has a lot to do with what's going on in society today as far as for brainwashing and all that negative things. Now, I really don't want to go against the corporations because I don't want anybody attacking me. I'm just trying to unite everybody at this point, whether you're atheist, Christian, corporation, if you're a small business owner, or if you work for someone. You know what I mean? I think we should all spread the message and learn and figure out what's wrong and right. Doesn't matter if you're Christian or not. So that's, I kind of touched a little bit on fear, and I kind of went off to the subject on promiscuity and just kind of random thoughts here. And I was supposed to do like a podcast with my brother, and he was gonna interview me and ask me some questions, but I just couldn't get the phone to record the sound. So I guess whenever I go back home, then I can maybe do a podcast with him and see where that goes. So that's it for today, and I'm gonna try to upload content every day and engage with the audience. I have some goals and some ideas that I've been coming up with, in the past week or so since I've been, since I opened up the channel. It's been a week in the channel, and I would like to get at least 100 subscribers, and you can build an audience base on that. So I do have the music talent that I want to use, and I would also like to do some film in the future. Start off with maybe like a motivational speaker, speak in front of thousands of people and like interview people, or maybe be interviewed by different shows that they could have me. Recently reached out to several friends that they have YouTube shows, and I would like to get interview with them if they would allow me to go in the show and speak. That would be great. But for right now, I just leave it at that, and hopefully we make an impact in the world, and it starts with one person, and the message spreads with different people joining the cause. Or I would like to think of myself as an activist / producer, songwriter, engineer, and maybe in the future do some film cinematography and film producing. So I'll leave it at that, and this is Jesse's Daily's Words of Life, and please subscribe and like, comment, and share the videos, and let's see where this takes us. And you guys have a blessed day.